Hi, this is Middle Class Joe, and on today's episode, I want to talk about the top 5 habits that the middle class have that hold them back. Okay, habit number 1. On my list, firstly, it's alcohol. Now, alcohol is excessively consumed in the UK. Um, it's not only bad for you, of course, if it's drunk in excessive amounts, um, but it's also a very, very costly habit. Some of my friends that I know, they could spend anywhere between £100 to £200 on a night out, and that doesn't even take into account if they drink in the week. This is just on a weekend. So I do find that in the culture, especially the middle class population, that people tend to drink just to ease the stress or the pressure from work or a hard day. It's a very normal go-to habit. So for me, that's one of the top bad habits of the middle class. Habit number 2, fast food. In the UK, the middle class population is it's increasing numbers in the amount of people that actually eat takeaway every week. There's a reason why it's regarded as the fattest nation in Europe. Not something to be proud of, but yeah, it's absolutely absurd when I look at my friend circle and the people I've come across who go out 2 or 3 times a week just to eat out, just because it's easier, convenient. The fact that they're damaging not only their finances but also their health is absolutely ludicrous to me. The fact that they still carry on in these ways. At the end of the day, it doesn't give them anything back. It's a short-term tension relieving activity that just makes them feel better for the moment, but once that has happened, they don't feel good about their bodies, they don't feel good about their finances, and the cycle just keeps repeating. So yeah, it's a dangerous habit to fall under. It's definitely an addiction, and that's one of the pitfalls of the middle class. Habit number 3, lack of self-investment. This one is absolutely, I can't get my head around this. Most people tend to think that education stops when you leave school, and after that, you don't need to learn anymore. But how can you grow as a person if you don't keep learning? It's you're evolving. You're an organism that's evolving, and you need to constantly learn in order to improve yourself. So I think this is one of the pitfalls of the middle class, and the reason why they are stuck where they are is because they're not investing in themselves. And the simple question I ask my friends and family is, why should someone invest in you when you don't do it yourself? So it's something to consider. But yeah, that's a big one for me, and that's number 3. Habit number 4, get a job just to pay the bills. I do find most, if not large portion of the middle class are stuck in jobs that they don't want to be in. There is definitely a lack of motivation and enthusiasm within the job itself, and those people that are stuck in that position do lack energy and enthusiasm for life. The way I could tell simply when I come across someone who's in that situation is that they have lost their spark, there's no energy, there's no zest. So I do find that does correlate with the amount of income that they earn. People that are more at the top of the social ladder tend to have more creativity, also more enthusiasm, because they simply do what they enjoy doing every day for work. So I do find a large portion of the middle class are doing jobs that they are not happy in, but they also, they kind of, well, they end up trapping themselves, because then they get mortgages, then they have financial commitments, and they really feel mentally trapped where they can't get out. But I would say that they need to focus more on multiple revenue streams and eventually change their situation over a period of time. But while they are in that situation, if they don't know what to do, I simply would recommend doing what would give them the most money. If you're going to do something, you must just do it for the most amount of money where you can invest and do something you would enjoy outside of that work. So for me, that's number 4. In at number 5 is lack of financial knowledge within the middle class. From my experience talking to people in my own traditional employment at work in different offices which I work at, as well as my friend circle, social circle, just people I seem to come across, they really do not know how to make the money work as hard as possible for them. In fact, they cannot even tell the difference between what is a good investment as a bad investment, asset or a liability. So let me give you my own example. I had a home that was worth £500,000. I decided to sell it simply because I knew I could buy 10 to 20 houses somewhere outside of that area, which would give me a lot more cash flow per month. That simply just means that more money per month than just that one property that I was renting out. That property was being rented out for around nearly £1,500 per month. With the potential sale and the amount of properties I could buy, I could get at least minimum £6,000 per month. So it does make you think about how you could better utilize your money in order to make more money. That's one example. Another example is what I'm quite big on, is having multiple revenue streams using other ways, such as having an eBay store, Amazon store, writing a blog, buying, selling domain names, properties, having your own business in some other way, like my wife does for her clinic as a psychologist. So yeah, that's another one. I do tend to find that the educational system does not gear you for this simply because they do not prepare you, because they don't know themselves how to generate money. Most teachers, in fact, that you could be learning from or have learned from are in the same boat as you. So they're probably not the best people to get financial knowledge, and they don't know how to depart that knowledge if they did have it anyway, because of the educational system is there just to put you into a silo. So it's something you have to seek and you have to improve if you want a better quality of life and much more control over how you want to live your life. And slowly and surely, incrementally increase your wealth over a period of time to the point where you don't have to work. So that's my number 5. I thought I'd do a bonus one. In at number 6 is rushing to the goal line. I do find that a lot of people have this vision of the sooner they get to the goal line, which is having a job, having kids, having a wife, having the house, having the cars, is a race. I do find that that's a trap, because people in that situation or in that mindset tend to get quicker into the middle class situation as opposed to working on investing in things that will snowball into long-term investments and give them a much better lifestyle in the future. So it is delayed gratification, but that gratification is really worth it, because you're going to have a much better lifestyle and you're going to be more upper middle class as opposed to just being in the middle. So I do find that rushing to the goal is actually not a good thing, and if you approach this in a sensible way, you could have a very decent quality of life without even working. So that's a bonus one. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video on the top 5 bad habits of the middle class, and if you have any comments, feel free to place them at the bottom of the video. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. You have any questions, or you want me to cover any specific topics for next time, any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section, and see you soon.